is. Mongol week is the best week because we are just going to kill everybody. Everybody is dying. It's amazing. We're going to take over the whole world. And if they didn't get killed by the Mongol conquest, we're going to kill them by the Black Plague. It is the best. It's just bloodshed all week. And your girl can get behind it. No, we don't care about bloodshed. You're all still mad at me still. That's okay. My self-confidence can take it. I'm wearing cute red boots. Okay. Well, here we are. All right. This is a new map I'm doing for the first time today, so give me a break. Europe. Africa. India. China. Persia. Yeah, Persia. All right. So we only need one box. And this is Silk Road. Okay, so over here, we're going to put the city of Samarkand. S-A-M-A-R, Samarkand, sorry. And then over here, we have Kashgar. Perfect. Of course, we have the Indian Ocean base. Indian Ocean. We have the Pacific Ocean. Oh, it's just Pacific Ocean. And then I have Atlantic way over here. We have Med Sea, Black Sea. And I'm going to label Arabian Sea because that is a vocab word for next week. What?
Where's the South Chinese Sea?
South Chinese Sea? Right here.
Okay.
Why are you asking about that?
Well, I don't know. I just thought it was something. Well, like, not for this, but like, just to know.
Yeah, it's right over here. It is a very big deal here in 2020, 2021, because the Chinese are building an island. They're building an island, and it is going to be the most advanced military island in the world. It's going to be the most technologically advanced base in the world. And they are just building it off the coast, and no one is sure if they have the authority to do it, but do you know who doesn't give a crap? China. Okay. Oh, this is Silk Road 1200. Sorry. All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't need it to be perfect, but I need you to try. So we're going to go from, sorry, don't hate me. I want you to know that this is Japan. Don't hate me. All right. Do the best you can. It doesn't need to be perfect. Now, in Japan, you are only connecting to this island, not to the mainland. Not to the mainland. Not to the mainland. You're only doing this island. Does anyone know what is the major city on this island? What's the only city you know in Japan? Tokyo. There you go. So people can only go to Tokyo. They can't go anywhere else. But we will deal with that in a sec. Do the best you can. I'm not looking for perfection, just effort. All right. It's only going to get harder. Oh, we have heavy breathing over here. Are we okay? Are we having fun yet? This may not be one of my favorite maps. Is that better, worse? It's just, believe me, I'm also trying to make sure I'm not missing anything either, so here we are. All right. Now we're in Europe. Yeah. Okay, so from this map, I'm done, by the way. Are you excited to hear that? Okay, so I'll give you a minute or two to finish. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call the Silk Road. Ladies and gentlemen, is it one road? No, it is not one road. So know that. You might as well be coloring in your land and your water, people. Some of you are just sitting there looking at me, looking at you. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, it is not one road. Is it only land? No, it is land and sea routes. So, it is land and sea routes, which is very important for you to understand. Keep in mind, goods along the Silk Road are going to boom under the Mongols. Yes, they are traders, so when they conquer pretty much the known world, they are going to ensure that trade is booming. Under the Mongols, everyone will be under, most of the Silk Road will be all under one ruler, which will make things more efficient. More efficient means faster trade. It is also going to be less prohibitive. Because keep in mind, anytime an item, so for instance, a personal reference here, my son has a little play kitchen in our living room. It's from IKEA. It's white. It's kind of unattractive. So I bought an Etsy sticker pack from a seller on Etsy that puts like these really pretty things on his kitchen because it's in my living room. So it's like super decorative and it looks like really cool. The oven looks more like an oven, has little dials and all that stuff. Well, it came from Russia. Yeah, so I have a Russian spy listening in. I'm pretty determined now. Inside the stickers, there's, I'm just kidding. Sort of. Anyway, so when the item came from Russia, the seller had to pay a tariff. Yeah, any item that comes into the United States gets taxed. A tax on an outside item is called a tariff. So, items that are being traded between different countries, they have to pay a tariff. And those can get very expensive. And tariffs have existed since the dawn of time. So, with the idea of tariffs, they've been happening in water too. Okay, remember some of our Southeast Asian empires are making money off trade because people are going through these small waterways, specifically between Sumatra and I can't think of what that is. In here is some of the most narrow land that also happens to be one of the busiest canals in the world because of trade from China. Their whole country makes money off tariffs. They have boats here making sure ships are paying the tariff to cut through the channel. Damn, yeah? They make crazy, crazy money. That's their whole GDP is that money about that. So, tariffs are a huge deal as we go. Ryan, did you know you're not going to get full credit for that, dude? I'm not looking for beauty, but a little effort.
Oh, yeah.
A little effort, dude. All right. Here we go. Flip it. And then these are my beloved Mongols. I love the Mongols. They're terrible people. Terrible, horrible people. Here we go. I'm working on it. It's not as easy as you think over here, people. I know you don't care because you're all mad at me about yesterday, which I'm perfectly fine with, because it was a good test and I'm fine with it. But it's not easy over here. So we have Indian Ocean. I'm going to write down my 4 boxes right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to write Empire of Changate. Well, if you wait a second, I'm going to have it down. Chingato, sorry. Yuan Dynasty. It's a dynasty. Where do you think it is? China. Okay, then we have the Golden Horde. And then we have the Ilkhan. Ilkhan Empire. Where do you think that one is? Middle East, people. Yeah. All right. So a couple major cities that we need to have. We need to have Moscow, which is over here. We need to have Kiev, which is over here. Are you okay, people? Max, what is wrong? Okay, that's on you. That's just basic geography, dude. Okay, over here we have the Gobi Desert, which is a huge deal because this is where these people are from, the Gobi Desert, which is just open nothing. We have Dadu, which is what we used to call Beijing, under the Mongols. Okay, we have East China Sea. And for you, Benjamin, I'll do South China Sea. Do you feel better about it?
Yes.
Good, I'm so glad. This is, of course, your Pacific Ocean. We'll do Bay of Bengal for doing some small bodies. And we have our Arabian Sea. We also have a... Okay, we have our Med Sea, Black Sea, Caspian, all right, let's do it then, shall we? All right, you're gonna need... By my hand?
No, by the mouse. It was blocking the H. I didn't know what it was.
Is that better, Abby?
Yeah.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start with the Empire of the Changantal. Actually, you know what? I'm not, because it's going to be hard. We'll start there, because this is where the Mongols started. So we're going to start there, too. How's that? Are we excited? This is where the Mongols are originally from. This is the first territory. And does anyone know who the leader of the Mongols is? Who? Me? Oh, I wish. Kind of. I love the Mongols. As I've already declared my undying love for them. I love the Mongols because Genghis Khan, who is the founder of the Mongols, is like such a monster of a person. He's a disgusting human being. They believe that 1 in 10 Asians, like I'm talking Chinese, Japanese, like Asian descent, are related to Genghis Khan because he raped that many women. Yeah, he's disgusting, but fascinating, and terrible human being, but just so fascinating. And what he accomplishes is truly impressive. He is going to create the largest one-man empire in the history of the world. The Mongols are going to be the largest empire in the history of the world. He is going to be the creator of the largest empire the world's ever seen. Just so many firsts. They are going to be the first empire to fully embrace religious freedom. The Mongols only care about money and their own comfort They don't really care about anything else, so they allowed everyone to have their own religion. They really didn't care. They are traders by profession. Obviously, if they're from here, ladies and gentlemen, right? They're in the middle of the Silk Road, as we did on the other side. So they are used to the facilitation of trade. So when they came into power, what is the only thing they really care about? Trade. The problem is they're from the middle of the Gobi Desert. Their population is teeny, 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 tiny. There's no food out there. It is barren land. It is very hard to make a living out there. So they don't have much food at all. So their population is pretty small. And then you're like, well, Miss Bennett, how did they conquer all this territory? It is because they are all on a cavalry. Every single soldier has a horse. They are also using short bows. So instead of, like Robin Hood, how he's got his huge bow and he pulls it back and he can shoot maybe 1, 2, 3 in a minute, they have short bows, which are only going to here, so very little effort, and they can fire off like 35 in a minute while riding a horse at top speed. Guys, it is like legitimately amazing. Okay? They are all about scaring the crap out of the enemy before they even arrive. In the city of Baghdad, they're going to execute 200,000 people in a city square. Yeah. What they do is they pack them all into the city square, and the Mongols are on the outside, and they literally just go one person at a time, cut their throat, and as they all move to the middle. It takes them about 4.5 hours to kill 200,000 people. Could you imagine how much arm cramp you have? Okay, so they're going to go around and they're going to execute all of these people. So they did these horrible, terrible acts in order to scare the next group of people. So the next group of people would not fight them and just surrender, which is very effective. As the Mongols were coming closer to cities, women would jump off of the building faces and the walls of the city in order to avoid being part of a conquered territory. As I told you, the Mongols are big on raping. They are absolute monsters. They have zero belief in women's rights. However, if you're a Mongolian woman, you have more rights than any other woman on the planet. Okay, so they are going to have more rights if you're a Mongolian woman. However, if you're a Chinese woman, how many rights you got? 0. But Mongolian women, their own women, they highly respected for the fact that they provided Mongolian babies. So the Mongols are monsters, but fascinating. Can we agree? Yeah. So because the Mongols are in power and they're going to streamline worldwide trade, because all of this territory they conquered. So this is your Golden Horde. Your Golden Horde is going to be the foundation for Russian culture. Okay? When Russia finally kicks them out, the Mongols are going to hold on to the Golden Horde longer than anywhere else, which is why, have you ever wondered why Russians are just totally different? They're nothing like the Asian cultures, and they're nothing like the European cultures, yes? The reason is the Mongols hold on to them the longest, so they're the most sheltered in of all of your both Asian and European countries, which is why they're going to develop totally different. So that's what is the original foundation of why the Russians aren't similar to any other European or Asian country. The Ichanate of Persia or the Ichlin Empire is going to be in Persia. Now, you do need to understand the Mongols don't really like anything, but they happen to love Persia. They love the Persians. They love the Persians so much that they take Persians, they capture Persians from Persia and bring them to China. They bring them to China so they can run the government in China. Because these Mongols are traitors. They are not government officials. So do you think they have any idea what they're doing? They have no idea what they're doing with this large of an empire. All they know is that they're really good at killing people. So they take over this huge empire and then they're like, oh shit, how do we run this thing? And they have no idea what they're doing. So they find the Persian bureaucracy to be really, really effective. I'm just making this darker so you can tell there's a difference between the two. I'm done, by the way, so you can color in your land and your water. So they don't know what they're doing, so they steal Persian bureaucrats and say, hey, do the thing here in China. Okay? So the Mongols hate Chinese people more than anything. Because the Chinese Mongols used to just beat up on the Mongols. Before the Mongols became Mongols, they used to be just completely disrespected by the Chinese. The Chinese used to cut them out of things and kind of like beat them up, push them around, stuff like that. So when the Mongols rise into power, do you think they're going to have any kindness for the Chinese? No. It is illegal for any Chinese person to marry a Mongolian. It is illegal for any Chinese person to speak Mongolian. Okay? No longer is the Chinese government going to hire Chinese workers. Okay? Nothing of the sort is going to be happening. They are completely forbidden from their own government. Okay? So, in China, under the Yuan dynasty, we have a guy named Kublai Khan. And Kublai Khan is going to be the grandnephew of Genghis. And he is in charge of the Yuan dynasty. And he is going to have a very famous guest in his court. You've probably played his water sport. Marco Polo. Marco Polo is going to go and hang out with your boy, Kublai Khan. This is when Marco Polo is kicking it. What do you got, Benjamin? Yeah, the Mongols are like a real, they're like a type, they're an ethnicity. Yeah, they live in Central Asia today. They live in Mongolia. Mongolia is actually a country. They are having a lot of problems. There's no real industry in Mongolia, so a lot of their young people are leaving. But there's some really cool videos of actual Mongols, like real people, like real Mongols, who are riding on horseback, shooting short bows. So if you really want to see what that looks like in all of its amazingness, feel free to Google it. It's pretty cool. There's also a Mongolian rock band. Yeah, who travel. They're currently in the United States. They're in Texas right now. I'm not that big of a fan, but AP World teachers love them because they dress in the traditional Mongolian garb, and then they perform like heavy rock music, like heavy screamo kind of music, but with traditional instruments. So it's like this super crazy hybrid. It's really cool. You should Google them. What do you got?
What's the seeds in a random boxing?
Oh, Caspian. Okay, while you're finishing your map, how much time do I have? Oh my God, should we start content?
No.
Oh my God, you're gonna waste all this time?
Yeah. We should get awarded for being so fast.
No, I'm the one doing the work. by now, ladies and gentlemen, you know I use crayons and colored pencils all the time, yes? Can we agree they're looking a little shoddy? Yes? Hopefully by now, you understand I use dry erase markers all the time, yes? Okay? So, tissues, I mean, let's be honest. It's COVID season, people. And flu season's about to happen, so we're... Paper towels, I use them all the time. Hand sanitizer. I think we can all just embrace. So hopefully, as of now, you've known me well enough to know that this is going straight into my classroom, yes? And you will be benefiting from these donations, yes? So, you guys could use a little bit of points, yes? And I could use some help because you see how shoddy my color pencils and crayons are. So listen carefully. Listen carefully. The highest point total you can get is 15. Can you wait 2 seconds? You said I had 10 minutes. You don't need me in the photo. It's not like you can see my boots. Okay? Because if you can see my boots, I'd understand why you want a photo. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, the highest points you can get is 15 extra points. That's a lot of points. Can we agree? And it is added to your week 4 test. Now, some of these point values are 7 points because they're more expensive. Does that make sense? So, if you get 14 points, it's rounded up to 15. I don't want anyone, because I really do need markers more than anything. Does that make sense? Because we go through a lot. So, it is going on your week 15 test. Whoa, no, week 4. Sorry, 15 points are going on your week 4 test. Sorry, I got that all mixed up. Okay? So, paper towels. Now, I will tell you, paper towels are going to be the most popular because they're the easiest. Yes? So, as soon as I get enough paper towels, I'm taking it off the list. So, if you're like, I'm doing paper towels, I'd bring it to me, like, tomorrow. Does that make sense? Because as I get enough stuff, because I don't need 500 rolls of paper towels. That makes sense, yes? However, I have literally stolen that one from my house, and I need them for my house, too, because I have a baby, and he makes a lot of messes. So, paper towels, 5 per roll, so you can bring me 3 for 15. I will be taking things off the list. Now, I am not going to take off crayons, dry erase markers, and hand sanitizer, but tissues and paper towels. With lotion is the best. Can we all agree? Is that how lotion?
No.
Oh.
What?
Damn, people. The stuff with lotion is the best. As you notice, the one in the front, the one that I have provided, always has with lotion. Because I care about your nose. Now, am I going to discriminate? No, I'm not that snooty. However, with lotion would be ideal. Crayolas really do matter. It really does make a difference. It really, really does. It really does. And it does say teacher preferred on the box. And that's facts, because they do last longer. Okay? I'm a little snooty on my crayons and color pencils. Okay, Katie? Don't judge. Alright, and hand sanitizer. Okay, so make sure it smells pleasant. We've all had the hand sanitizer that smells like you just rubbed your hands in vodka. Yes? Okay, so can it please be pleasant smelling? Because no one will use it if it smells like gasoline. Is that fair? Okay. I'm not, so it sounds like I'm being a pain, and I'm kind of being a pain, but like, I hope you understand why. No? Or you just think I'm snooty. Snooty? Got it. Alright, so you can start bringing these in as of tomorrow, and I'm going to record it, and then on the day of your test, I will give you the points on the actual Scantron. Does that make sense? Now, I do offer extra credit as we kind of go through things, but it's not all the time, and it's at my complete discretion. But I hope you do see these are used throughout my entire classroom, yes? So it is going back right in, because your girl has no supplies left. 0. So here we are. So the most you can get is 15, but if you wanted to go above and beyond, you can, but the most I can give you is 15 because, some people would buy a 50 points on their test. What?
How did you pronounce Etsy?
Etsy? Why? Is that wrong? Etsy? Okay. So you need to understand a fundamental thing about me is that I'm from Massachusetts. We don't give a crap how anything is pronounced in Massachusetts. Worcester, Massachusetts looks like Worcestershire, and we don't care. It's called Worcester, and that's just how it is. So I am 1,000 times better